You are back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. Oh, it just fucking struck me how stupid it is to say that every fucking episode. But I'm going to stick with it. Jesus Christ. So firstly, I want to say thank you to all those listeners in Great Britain that got me trending number 20 in Great Britain. Thank you for that. And the people in Canada who listen, who got me trending on Spotify in Canada at number 23. And the rest of you from whatever country you're from, you should be fucking ashamed of yourself. What is going on? Pick up your fucking game. Start getting your shit together, Kenya. I know there's I know there's one of you at least. You're just sitting there by yourself, probably drinking some fucking bootleg Kenyan rum. Just fucking share the podcast. What are you doing? I'm sure there's a couple of those up and down like jumping guys that you're friends with that would love the podcast. Just stop them jumping for a couple of seconds and just let them listen. I'm not too sure what it even means, but it was nice. I enjoyed seeing the little fucking podcast there amongst all those big fucking podcasts that are earning hundreds of thousands of dollars an episode. I love to see this small little out of the bedroom, not earning any money fucking podcast in the top 20 in Great Britain and the top 23 in Canada. I really loved it. I did enjoy it. I just came back from a fucking bomb. Well, it wasn't entirely a bomb, I wouldn't say. It was tough, though. It was definitely tough. I had my ups and downs during it. It was 80% women, which is a problem for me. It's always been a little bit of a problem for me because 90% of women fucking hate me, which leaves a healthy 10% of women who still like me, but it does get a little bit sketchy when there's a room full of women. So like I said, I was at the Beach Road Hotel in Sydney, and that's a place I spent a lot of fucking time getting fucked up in. My mate used to be a bartender there, my housemate, Shawnee. And I used to go there and I used to get so fucked up for free just about every night of the week. And then when he was taking a break from bartending, he actually wasn't a bartender. He was a fucking glassy. That's where my friend was on the totem pole. He was a fucking glassy. But he used to steal all the free drink vouchers and just give me a pile of free drink vouchers. Except the only problem there was they saw me there so often and they knew he was my housemate. And I was always drinking with the vouchers, so I got a little bit too hairy to do that all the time. So he would just go behind the bar and just pour me beers. He did a good job, actually. He was a fucking mensch. But anyway, most days, like 4 or 5 o'clock, they have a barbecue, or they used to have a barbecue out the front there. And he was the barbecue guy. He was the glassy and the barbecue guy. So what he used to do was steal the money from the barbecue and steal the meat so we could eat at home. He would steal like a pack of those little thin steaks you put in the burgers for barbecues, and he'd bring it home, and then we'd cook like a beef stroganoff with those little steaks. It was fucking perfect. And the other thing he used to do was steal cigarette packets off people's tables when he was clearing the glasses. If someone was standing there and left the cigarette pack, he would take their glass and just steal their packs. So he would come home with like 5 or 6 packs of ciggies every night. So we would be drinking, eating, and smoking for free. And every now and then, quite often actually, he would find a couple of baggies on the floor. So we would be drinking, eating, smoking, and racking up on the free. So I was back there tonight. There's a lot of good memories there. There's a lot of bad memories too. So the gig kicks off. And I was actually going to say, if you were in Sydney, come to this gig tonight. But I was like, nah, just let me get a couple of gigs in Sydney under my belt before I start inviting listeners to come see me. So I decided not to mention this gig tonight. Thank God. Because it was rough. There was some people that liked me. So anyway, the gig starts. And I tell them a little tale about one of the nights I had there. St. Patrick's Day about 12 years ago. I'll put it up on Instagram if it came out any good. If not, I'll tell the rest of the story tomorrow. I think I've told it before, but I double dumped some pills and I ended up fucked. Anyway, they liked that. After that, it was a little bit of trouble. I went into the vaccine material that I'm doing at the moment, and they were not fucking on board with the vaccine material. These stupid bitches in the fucking front row, not front row, in a table in the front, just these fucking, you know the type. They're like sixes, maybe even fives, but fucking like sixes dressed up as sevens who think they're nines and tens. That sort, and young as well. And they hated me, but I hated them just as much. It was mutual hate. So I start doing the vaccine stuff, and I tell them how I'm not going to take the fucking vaccine. And then they start yelling out, like, why not? I'm like, shut the fuck up. That's why. And then I got back into it and they yelled out again. I'm just like, shut the fuck up. So anyway, I pretty much turned that entire table of 8 girls off. So they're just staring at me, just going, this is gross. And I'm staring at them just going, I know you fives. I know you fucking fives. You can't fool me, especially in this light. Maybe in the dark, and if I was still drinking, you could pass as a fucking 7, but you're no fucking 9. And that's what your attitude's fucking throwing out here. So I finished the vaccine stuff. Then I went into the stuff about people choosing not to have kids. Now I have pissed off the rest of the women in the room. And the guys are liking it. The guys like the whole thing. The women did not like it. There's a very small, very thin bandwidth of women that enjoy the Boyle. I'm not talking about my stand-up. I'm talking about me in general. Like if you're a 6 dressed up as a 7 acting like a 9, they always hated me. Hated me. If you're a little bit of a hippie, they hated me too. If you're one of my mates' girlfriends or wives, they hate me. If you're one of my mates' mums, they always hated me too. If you're at university and you have a degree in the arts, they usually hate me. If you're a high-powered CEO, achiever type chick, they hate me. If you're a chick that reads the star signs, they hate me. Actually, it'd be probably easier if I just told you what type of girl even likes me. There was only ever really one type of girl that I ever got along with, and that is the dark, like troublemaker, a little bit fucked up in the head, maybe even a lot, but not too much, because too much they hate me too. Mainly the girl at the party who's there enjoying herself, but she hates the party and she hates everyone there. It can't be the girl at the party who hates everyone and hates the party, but is not having a good time, because that girl hates me. That's more your like goth type girl. They hated me. But anyway, you get what I'm saying. That crowd was not my crowd. So I'm like, fuck you. If you're going to fucking hate me, I'm going to give you some good fucking reasons to hate me. You're not just going to hate me because you feel like hating me. You're going to hate me because you have to hate me. So I'm like, fuck you. I'm taking you down. So I started doing my most vicious fucking material. And then that started working. Not with the table of 6s. The guys loved me. All 9 of the guys in there loved me. But it was a little bit of a rough gig. But if you're in Sydney and you want to come see me before I leave, I have a gig next Tuesday at Wonderland Bar. I think that's what it's called, in King's Cross. It's the Old World Bar. I'm leaving the very next day because the flight has been pushed forward. I was meant to leave on the 26th. Now I'm leaving on the 24th. So the very next day, I'm going to India for a undefined amount of time. So hit me up on social media if you want to find out the details to that gig. I'm not entirely sure what they are yet. But if you want to come to that show, hit me up. I'll give you the details. And that's it for tonight. I'll see you the fuck later.